know you? No.
Today we're going to be reviewing 2 again, and that's fine with me. But one of them is my favorite out of the Combiner Wars figures. I like all, and just in combined mode, just in general. You probably already know it by reading the title. Today we're going to be reviewing Hotspot and Onslaught. So, let's get to that.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
Here we have Hotspot and Onslaught in vehicle mode. Nice little fire truck, nice little artillery truck. So of course we're going to go with Hotspot first, then the other guy. So let's get down to it. Here we have Hotspot in his vehicle mode, and it's a really nice fire truck. It's blue, it's very long, but it's a fire truck because it has a ladder. So it makes sense. Up here, you could put the guns here, and I use those as like, you know, water. But this in itself is also a water thing. It has a little water gauge there. And of course, you can lift up the ladder. Every bit of this is posable, so that's cool. This thing also rotates, so that's really cool. Yeah, I really like the fire truck. There's nothing going on a lot right here, so that sucks, but whatever. This is exactly how big a fire truck I think this thing should be. This is the door. I don't know why it's there, but whatever. This is the nice size for a fire truck. Only real problem I have is what the hell's up with back here, but then again, that is part of combined mode, so whatever. Can't really complain too much about it. But yeah, here's Hotspot in vehicle mode. Here's Onslaught in vehicle mode. Now there might be a little bit of a difference because this is the same mold as Hotspot, but this is where his cab would be if he was Hotspot. However, you switch it around and there's that. So I think that's interesting that, yes, this is the same mold, but they didn't have to keep it with the same way. They could have easily just done it like this, and that would have been boring. But they didn't, and I'm really glad about it, so yeah, there's that. So, hold on. It's a bit weird, because, oh no, there's his head. Whatever shall you do? So yeah, this is Onslaught. In what we got here, his turret doesn't move. You can move these up and everything. That's because this is tabbed in. Well, not even really tabbed in, just folded down. I like that look. And then you can move it, not 100% perfectly, and it doesn't go all the way around because it does hit here. But overall, really nice. One thing I do wish that they did change over from this Onslaught to from Hotspot is that they get rid of the light bars up here, because really there's no real need for them. I mean, they still got the doors and everything. And I don't know if that is the same, would be the same size, because there's his little door, his little canopy part. So, hey, whatever, man. It's cool. I really like Onslaught, and yeah, so there's Onslaught. Alright, to transform Hotspot, I'm actually going to show both of them because even though they're the same mold, their transformation's a bit different, I think. So, here we go. If the Onslaught review doesn't transform, there you go, there's your answer. Anyway, so, first off, if you didn't take the guns off, take the guns off. Let's transform him into his torso mode first. Torso mode? What the hell? Anyway, so first off, you need to do these things. And then you lower these. Whoops, not on camera. Let me scoot it up just a bit. There we go. Alright, so you gotta... They were here. Now you gotta do this. Lower the arms. Fold them. There's a tab right here and a hole right here for this little peg. So you plug it in. Ta-da. Then you do the same over here, but except for there's no little peg for that hole. So, whatever. Makes the thing quicker. You lower this down, and there's a tab, and there's a tab. You lower that down. Now, you split the legs, of course, and keep that best you can, and then you raise up these parts, and they also tab in, technically. All they do is latch on. Not even that well. Yeah, there we go. Tabs in. Alright, so now there's these holes here, and there's this right here. So you tap that in, and you also tab it on up here. So there's that. You might want to extend the legs out, and then you, either one, there's these tabs right here, and they can go to any one of these. I try my best to get to this, to the second one. And then, there's that. Do I usually... Yeah, sometimes goodness gracious. Sometimes I'd lower this part. You don't have to. You can connect the legs in finally. Or can you? You can. There we go. Not tabbed in perfectly. Then you tab this part up here. You lower these parts. You put his hat on. And bada bing, bada boop. There is the Defensor. The torso mode of Hotspot. So, yeah. He's neat looking. I really like this guy. So, on to transforming the guy. We basically do everything about the ladder. Now, you do this, and then you put it back. Well, first off, whoop, there goes his wheel. They do this quite a bit. There we go. First you gotta undo this, and then do this. And then the peg holes on the figure right here can go in the peg holes right here. And then you can flip this around and tab it right there. Flip out the head. You can flip out the head, come on. There we go. Alright. Oh yeah, something I was supposed to show. You also take these down, but whatever. It's too late now. You extend the legs. Now, you gotta extend the legs. Now, a lot of people had problems in the beginning because they thought, oh, that's it. But they got really shitty knees. You gotta fold it, then put it in. Show it again. You do that, and there you go. Sometimes they slide off the mushroom peg, but whatever. And bada bing, bada boop, there is Hotspot. In robot mode. Like I said, I'll show the transformation because it is just slightly different. So first off, let me just lower it up, rise it up just a bit. First off, you untab it here, and we'll just do this for right now because it'll gets things out of the way. Then you unflip the wings if you had it in that configuration first off, and lower them, of course. Come on, there we go. You flip the shield on his back around, and you untab it here, and then you show that there, and then you tab that there, the head, that part there, through this, and then you raise up the cannons. Now, you got this going on so far. Lower his crotch area thing, and then flip these out. You rotate these from here to here, and you tab it in like you would on Hotspot. There goes a phone. I don't care. At this point, there we go. Tab that there. Tab this here. And then you flip these things to the side. Now, pretend we already have limbs in here. And then, there you go. There's Bruticus. I mean, Onslaught in torso mode. And I really like it. I really do. So, now, get them into regular old robot mode. You basically undo everything. Here, at least. Here we go. Oh, wait. Lower this up a bit. There's really no official way to do the back part. And then you get these to the side. You raise this around. There you go. So you got so far. That's easier to flip out. You raise these up. Then you lower these down. You got a bit bulkier of a shoulder. Jesus, I can't say words. Whoop. you get back on his back. Right this instant, young man. There's that. And then you lower his feet. Do the same thing again with his knees. Now this time, you flip out the ankle. A lot of people probably didn't do that. Once again, come on. There we go. You flip out his ankle. And there you go. There's Onslaught in robot mode.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
In robot mode, he does have a ball-jointed, very limited though, head, ratchets everywhere, a really weird but mostly articulations right there, joint, swivel, a little bit of a tiny bit of a ratchet, nothing into her waist. They go up, they do this, knee bend, and technically you could do this, but not exactly. But yeah, Hotspot, why do they have similar sounding names? Hotspot is really neat, and I do like it very much. He has a backpack, but it actually helps him stand up, believe it or not, because, well, I'm a liar. Sometimes he doesn't stand perfectly, but, whatever. Plus, also, I really like this look on the back of him. I know a lot of people are going to be like, it's too much, there's backpack on him, it sucks. But overall, I think he's really nice. Of course, he has weapons, and they go here, and they also go here. And ta-da, there's Hotspot with a bunch of guns. Now, you really can't put them back where they were in the truck mode if you kept them there, because, well, they're being used. But overall, it's okay with me. There is some peg holes right here, and there is some peg holes right here. So if you want to give them like Onslaught turrets or something, there you go. Really big, but whatever. He's cool. I really like him. He's very neat. Speaking of Onslaught, now for Onslaught, same articulation, but his head is a little bit more harder to work with. If it is on a ball joint, I did check, but a very limited one because his head is about the size of a tomato soup can. But what it does have is that it can look down because it's supposed to tab into here or something, but it doesn't. So it does look down quite a bit. But overall, I really like Onslaught. The colors, just everything about Onslaught's really awesome to me, and I love him so dear. Oh, good lord, I just love Onslaught. Now, of course, you can use the guns in the back as weapons, but honestly, I don't. I just like Onslaught with those kind of guns on his back. That's exactly what I think Onslaught would do. Just fight a bunch of people with his bare fists. Once again, of course, here's Optimus and Starscream compared to Onslaught and Hotspot. Now, I know in the camera, Optimus looks freakishly tall. He's not. He's actually just a smidge taller than Onslaught and Hotspot at the head. Now, Onslaught does tower him just ever so slightly because of his guns on his back. But overall, Optimus is still taller in head department. And Starscream is just Starscream. So, let's go on over to the overall review on Onslaught and Hotspot. I mean, Hotspot and Onslaught. Jesus Christ.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
So overall, would I highly recommend Hotspot? Yes! I really like him. He's really neat. I really enjoy him. He has some floppy parts, but that's actually apparently everybody's problem, so there's that. But overall, I really do enjoy Hotspot. Yeah, Hotspot. I keep getting Hotshot, Hotslot, Onslaught, a lot of these names. So yeah, Hotspot, really like. Really neat. Really neat. But, what I recommend. Yes. 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 Alright, here we go, combining things again. This time, Defensor. So, first off, we start off with the Hasbro Groove and the Streetwise. So, of course, you plug that in there. Plug this in here. Bend the knees. There we go. Alright, now raise up the camera just a tiny bit. Raise it back. Alright, so plug in that. You plug in blades. There we go. And then you grab first aid. And there we go. First aid, Defensor in combine mode. Now, on to my favorite combiner of Combiner Wars, Bruticus. Now, I'm actually going to show you the official Hasbro configuration. Now, I know what you're thinking. Now, MR, what about Blastoff from Unite Warriors? What about him? Don't worry, I'll show him off here in a minute. So, first off, Swindle. Blastoff. Now, something I should just add, you can do whatever you want with his feet. I like to keep them up, but you can put it down there. You know, for the rest of the review, I'll just do it like this. Something's not right here. Yeah, whatever, it's fixed. Alright. Raise up the camera. Insert one limb here. Tab this in better. And tab that there. Now do the same over here. And there we go. Bruticus in combine mode. Now, he's really neat. He has the same articulation. This time he swivels. He doesn't have any waist joint that makes him turn left and right. But that's fine with me. That's okay. I don't mind that much. Now, I don't know if you notice, but he leans forward. I don't know what's up with that. Something I do to remedy this is I take his two guns, which can combine very loosely, might I add, and just use it as a cane or to prop him up. So, there we go. Stands perfectly well. And yeah, that works for me. I really like the colors on this figure. Mostly red and white all around. Mostly white, excluding blades. And then just the little blue in the center. Now, there's something I don't like about this toy that I don't know, something bad's about it. Is like, you remember these tabs you tab in the chest to? Don't tab in 100% good, and they slide out really, really easily. They just did it. That's how bad. But overall, I really, really like Defensor. He's really nice looking. He has some of my favorite of the limbs. Oops. So yeah, Defensor is really nice. Bruticus has the exact same articulation as the rest. He does have a ball joint instead of a swivel like Defensor, so I can give him that. But like Defensor, he tends to lean forward. Now, this is something easy I like to fix, is just rotate click these things back one. And for the most part, it works. Like I said, for the most part. Sometimes it doesn't work all too well. When you're looking at him on a table, he looks really good. But, alas, there we go. I don't know what's up with that. Now, something I forgot to mention on Defensor, that actually also happens on Bruticus, is that these things right here don't tab in perfectly. So sometimes you have it do this, and sometimes you could tab it in, and then it'll just slide down. And you won't even notice, because sometimes the crotch plate goes over it. And you're just like, something's not right here. And then, bada bing, bada boop, the problem was just that. I don't know why they couldn't fix that any more securely. I wish they was just normal tabs, instead of just a sliding joint. If you actually look in there, it looks like it's supposed to tab in, but it just doesn't. So I don't know what's up with that at all. I'm trying to make him stand up more clearly. But alas, I cannot get that to work, Bruticus. But whatever, there's that. Now, of course, he comes with a little minion, and it is Shockwave. That looks really nice. That looks really good. It's obviously a homage to one of his G1 episode appearances. I really like it. Brings a tear to my eye. It's just very lovely. Now here's Defensor's official Hasbro version, where it has Rook and Groove as a chest. Now, funny enough, this actually stands perfect. It doesn't really go over anything. It's not leaning. I guess it just shows that you don't really need to do what you always thought was the right idea. Apparently you just need to do it the way the instruction tells you. Well, that's boring. Because really, I do like this in a way, but I don't know, I like a little bit of G1 accuracy in this Defensor. It's just really weird that they didn't engineer it better to make sure, because they knew people were going to do this. But no, apparently that doesn't work like that. But then again, it could be miles may vary, or, whatever. But overall, it's kind of weird to me that this stands fine, but like the regular, what people would put Defensor in, doesn't. Anyway, I should stop complaining. Overall, I do think Rook is a nice addition, and he does work well with First Aid as a leg. Streetwise and Blades as arms actually works really well. Now, Groove as a chest, I actually really like enough to actually keep him on Defensor when I do have Groove as the leg. Because it does look nice, and it actually fills out that chest a lot more, instead of blandness. So, yeah, I've come to the point where I even started naming him like a different character. I think I named him Nightstick one time, but there was like something I named him that was like a police or emergency type name. And it really worked. Was it Baton? I think I may have named him Baton at one point. I could be wrong, because whatever. Anyway, here's Defensor's official Hasbro mode. Surprise! That's what I was doing. I'm actually showing you off Dakara's Bruticus. Now, mostly, nothing's different. Mostly. Other than paint. So, real quick, of course, they have Blast Off. They have some paint, change everywhere. Silver, instead of that. Now, what about the limbs? Vortex only has 2 blades. Here he has 4. Makes it really weird to keep it up. And then his feet. Basically, Brawl is almost exactly the same except for head. And then Swindle looks nicer with some more purplish paint. But overall, same figures. And overall, I really like this a lot more than the Hasbro version. And no, we're not getting rid of the Hasbro version because we do love Bruticus. But overall, I really like this a lot more than the Hasbro version. But don't get me wrong, it is still nice. It is really nice. And of course, you can't put Shockwave over there. Unfortunately, Dakara's has the same problems as Hasbro's. And that makes me really sad. He's only standing up because I do that one click trick again. But this time it works, unlike the other one. How do I remedy most of this problem? Well, perfect effects, hands and feet. Now what are those? I'll save these for another day. So overall, there are the Bruticuses. Brutici? What the hell is it anymore? And here's Defensor and the 2 Bruticuses. Brutici? With Evasion Mode Optimus Prime. And man, I like this size. He's roughly to the point right here. I know in the capture he looks very tall. But Optimus is roughly right there. So, anyway, let's go into the overall review of Defensor and Bruticus.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
And overall, would I highly recommend Combiner Wars Defensor? Yeah, I really like Defensor. He's probably one of my top 5 favorite Autobot combiners. There's only probably 5 Autobot combiners. Including the 20,000 they made for Combiner Wars. Defensor is one of my favorite Autobot combiners. let's just stick to that. But yeah, I really like them. I love these limbs. I love the mold, especially with Groove. I just really love Groove. You're okay, Groove. But overall, I think Defensor is really neat. So, what about his wave mate and mold mate, I mean? Bruticus? Yes. And what about his counterpart from across the sea? Unite Warriors, Bruticus? Yes. So anyway, I'm the Merican reviewer. We reviewed my favorite Combiner Wars Voyager mold. My favorite Combiner. Oh Lord. Well, can only be good from here, right? Right? Why is no one talking? So overall, would I highly recommend Onslaught?
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.